sometimes I wonder how people eat so much. It's like these business class and first class guests, flyers. They're in the lounge. They're eating so much food in the lounge, and then they board the airplane, and within an hour they're eating again. I mean, where does it all go? Me personally, I can't even eat. I'm having some cookies. After meal service, they turn all the lights out so people can sleep. Although it's only about 5 p.m. Korea time. On this particular flight, the stewardesses seem to be quite strict and paranoid about the passengers putting on their seatbelts and getting back to the seat if the seatbelt light is on. Like, even if you try to use a restroom, they immediately tell you, please go back to your seat and put on your seatbelt. The seatbelt lights are on. Please go back, there's turbulence. More so than a usual flight. I don't know who the team leader here is, but they seem to be quite strict about this on this flight. Probably because they grew up with Korean parents. Whenever I hear someone speaking in Korean, I immediately go into like this deference mode where I feel like I need to obey or pay attention. I need to break that trance. Especially even when I'm taking these airlines and these ladies speaking Korean, or whoever speaks in Korean to me, I almost immediately go into this trust and obey mode, which is wrong. I shouldn't be like that. I'm not like that with when someone speaks to me in English, not at all. But in Korean, for some reason, when they talk to you in Korean, I feel like I need to be more polite, and I feel like I'm at a disadvantage because I can't communicate in that language. So I just immediately go into like this, okay, I'll just compliance mode, which is wrong. I need to cancel that and cancel that spell. I need to eliminate that magical spell. This is my first meal service of this flight. This is some salad, shrimp salad, and some side dishes here, I think. Kimchi, some greens, water, and then some more is coming. There's a salad dressing. This is like shredded beef over there. I guess I'm supposed to have that with the main meal. I'm not sure what this is. Some kind of cream soup. This pesto dressing is pretty good. I normally wouldn't eat all my salad, but it's pretty good. I don't know what kind of cream this is, but it's good too. Yeah, I'm being told this is a potato soup. Potato soup. Hard to see. This is the scallop and shrimp with some pasta. On the last flight, the Korean Air meal service was disappointing. Their quality was below their normal average. So far, this meal has been better. We'll see how the rest goes. So this is like some kind of spicy octopus, white rice, and then some kind of Incheon soup, fermented soybean soup. And I guess I'm supposed to mix all this together. Eat it with the rice. That's a lot of rice. So I poured these dishes into here with the rice. Now see how that tastes. I'm just gonna eat it together with this soup. And these are the octopus pieces. Octopus. Some octopus. There's the ground beef. Here's the seaweed you can add. You can add the seaweed to the rice. also sesame oil. You can add that to this. This is like a mixed bibimbap with spicy octopus. Yeah, I'd say this meal is better than the last meal I had on Korean Air, which was a steak, and then I had I forgot the second meal I had. But yeah, definitely the quality of this one overall is better. You know, these airplanes must have a food preparation system where they're able to heat up like 40, 50, 60 meals at once. So they must have like a good number of like these compartments where they can insert these meals and heat them all up at once. Pre-2020 or pre-2021, Korean Air's mileage points never expired. You never had to worry about your points expiring. Same with ASEAN Airlines. I don't know about China Airlines. They may have expired in maybe, what is it, 5 years or 10 years? Or never? Can't remember now. But then after 2021, they all became a little strict. Except Asiana. Asiana is going to merge with Korean Air, or has already merged, but their points never expire. Korean Air points now, any new points you get expired in 5 years. And China Airlines, they expired in 2 years. So unless you travel a lot or plan on traveling a lot and you accumulate a lot of points at one time, I think in the future it's not really worth accumulating points through these airlines, because you may not accumulate enough points to be able to use it, and then they just expire and then they just go useless. So I would say in the future, don't bother. Just use go with other credit cards that give you cash back or other things, benefits that you can use right away. Trying to utilize airline miles is very difficult. Also, add on top of that, just using your points is very hard, unless you want to fly economy all the time. If you want to fly business class, like for example on Korean Air, even on China Air, it's almost impossible to find a seat now, because they only allocate so many number of seats for business class points, because the majority of the seats they allocate for people who want to pay cash or pay in full. And so if you have points, you gotta really, it's almost impossible to use them, or it's going to be really off season to use them. Yeah, they don't give any kind of preferential treatment or any kind of they're just not helpful. These airlines are not helpful to those who have points and want to use points, unless you just want to fly economy. I think these are the same dessert choices we had last time. Some cake, macaron, whatever it's called, and then ice cream. Same as before. Okay, here's our dessert. We got some cheese, nuts. I don't know what this is. Maybe this is like some kind of cookie. Then we got some dessert. We're gonna add some green tea. This is the green tea packet. Let's see here. Green tea. And in Korean it says sejak. And this is the vanilla Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Okay. And you can also request ramen or cookies or other desserts. They have like other various things available you can eat. As far as the crew is concerned, I think this is like the most serious crew, like flight attendant crew that I've experienced. They're very strict about getting back to your seat if the seatbelt lights are on. When you open the lid of your Haagen-Dazs ice cream, let's see if I can do it with one hand. Yeah, there's actually a spoon inside. That's stuck to this bottom of the lid. There's your spoon. It's 6:58 p.m. as I'm having this meal. So it's about 7 p.m. Korea time, which is about dinner time, and I had breakfast around 9 a.m. at the hotel. So this is the first meal after that meal. Vanilla ice cream. Meal service number 2. This is the American breakfast. Sausage, omelet or eggs, potatoes, croissant, yogurt. Doesn't look that good to me. Meal service. Here's my second meal service, kimchi. And this is basically Korean meal. Korean porridge. I feel like overall the meal service in business class today is comparable to what meal class in coach used to be like 20 years ago. And coach is even worse than it used to be, obviously. Let's take a closer look at our rice porridge here. What's in this thing? What is that? Some kind of seafood thing, I think? Yeah, abalone maybe, or... No, what am I saying? I don't know. What it is. Some kind of seafood. Got some sesame oil here. Soy sauce. I spread some of the sesame oil on the congee, on the porridge, and I also added some soy sauce on top. Little baby anchovies. You put it inside the congee here. I guess these other vegetables you can also, this green vegetable, and also the kimchi, you can add to your congee and mix it in. No, this is actually octopus. Little octopus pieces. It's pretty tiring flying as you get older, even flying business class. So if you're flying coach, you gotta give your body time to rest. Like before the flight, you gotta take a day off, even 2 days off, just to rest. Or you're just gonna die in the airplane sitting upright for 11 hours. And if you fly coach to your destination, you gotta give yourself like a day just to at least rest and stretch out, do nothing. Based on my many Korean air flights, I noticed that generally speaking, you get better service from the younger women. Younger women seem to provide better service. They have a better attitude. Whereas the older women, they could also have a good attitude and give you good service, but they could also be a little strict, a little more stoic. Whenever you take a flight, they should ask you to rate all the stewardesses. Who's the best, second best, who's the worst. Every flight, that way the airline knows like who's doing a good job. Rank them. Because to me it's always pretty clear which ones are the good ones and which ones are the less than the best. And this is our fruit service. Got some, what is it, Korean pears, watermelon, and I think what appears to be oranges. I could be wrong though. I think on this particular service, E.J. Kim is the best. Miss E.J. Kim has been most consistently pleasant and helpful with a nice smile. Good attitude. I'm gonna have to send an email to Korean Air and tell them that Miss E.J. Kim has been. I highly recommend her work during this flight. Youth and health is a form of capital. You have agency, autonomy. You can do things for yourself. You have the power to do things for yourself. As you get older, you lose that agency, that physical capital, that power. So then you have to use monetary capital to pay people to do things for you. It's best to retain that physical capital, mental capital, for as long as you can. But eventually you will lose it, and you will have to use monetary capital. And eventually, if you don't have monetary capital, then you have very little to go on. But then, you know, we all eventually lose everything. We all die. So if you're young and or you are physically capable, you can use that physical capital to do things for yourself. You have agency, autonomy. If you don't have that, you can also leverage that with monetary capital to pay people to do things for you. We have about 30 minutes before the plane is landing. We are descending and about to land. There's actually a dog in the business class cabin. A small puppy or a dog. I was hearing barking throughout the flight. Small, a bit of barking, and I was wondering what that was, whether it was a sound effect or an animal, and it actually ended up being a real animal. Someone brought a small dog on board in a cage. You know how phone manufacturers build phones with dual screens, double screens, fold out screens? Why doesn't anyone build a phone with double or dual CPUs, dual GPUs or CPUs, so that it's twice as fast than one phone? I'm sure people will be willing to pay for it. That way your phone is like super fast for video optimization, doing work, browsing, everything. People are always willing to pay for speed. Still baffles me that when you use Verizon or T-Mobile or AT&T on an older plan, unless you pay for like the most expensive plan, you're only getting like 2 megs, 3 megs down, maybe 10, 20 megs up. It's crazy. It's crazy in the US that you still have to put up with that super slow speed. It's ridiculous. When the rest of the world has free Wi-Fi at like 50 megs, 200, 500 megs. We just landed.